I'm Alex Belville, filmmaker and owner of Mirrorless Productions. I fell in love with films, at a young age, and I wanted to be an actor when I was a kid. But as I got older and in high school, I kind of fell down the wrong path. And film was always in the back of my mind, something I wanted to do. But it wasn't until I changed my life around at 22, I went back to school for film, and I started telling my story, my story of changing my life around from struggling with drinking and drug use. And for a couple of years while in school, I told my story, through videos, through spoken word poetry, through music. And, a lot of my early content, it was really bad, but that's how I was able to hone in on my skills and my craft. And once I felt like I told my story, for so long, I wanted to tell other people's stories. I was sick of, just so much focus on me. I realized as I started to get better as each year went on, especially with my video skills, I was like, I need to use this on other people. I need to tell other people's stories. And then people were approaching me about, hey, can you make this music video? Can you shoot our wedding? And it was other people, I feel like early on, that were pushing me to get into, creating videos even more. Mirrorless Productions, we kind of have a double meaning. I believe we live in a world where most people try and fit in. We subconsciously try and mirror the actions of others. I believe we should mirror less. Oh, and we film with mirrorless cameras. I love Panasonic Lumix cameras. I also got a love for Sony cameras. But early on, my first mirrorless camera was a Sony camera. I transitioned over to Panasonic. I love, I think in the last 5 years, mirrorless cameras, the technology there, being able to film high quality videos with a camera that you can fit in the palm of your hands. You don't have to have this huge cinema camera anymore that costs $50,000 to make a high quality video. I have a Netflix certified camera now that I can hold in my hand. That is awesome. I don't know if I can say it was one project, that kept pushing me along, but I think it was so many projects early on that I got so much positive feedback from. It was one of my favorite things is seeing that growth, especially as a young creative starting out. You can have these feelings of this like insecure artist, right? And it's kind of like each project you work on and the better that it gets, and you see those improvements and you're like, oh my gosh, like that's better. The quality of that is better. Or you just have people commenting like, wow, that video is so much better than especially what you were doing a year ago. And I kind of feed off that. I've been very blessed with a lot of support along the years. We had a lot of really cool music videos that I did early on, a lot of hip hop music videos, and some that were even submitted into online festivals, and we got some recognition for. And I think that was really cool. That pushed me forward of okay, we're on to something, with the quality of these music videos that we're doing, and we're doing them on an incredibly small budget. I think collaboration in filmmaking is absolutely key. I consider myself an indie filmmaker, right? And early on, when I was in school and when I started my production company, I did a lot of things just me as a one-man band. And I think a lot of other video creators can relate to that, and why I'm laughing is because it's so much work. And it's more fun when you create videos with other people. You can do better work when your team is bigger. And it's not all about, ooh, let's have this big team, right? Just for the sake of having a big team, and maybe the video has a big budget. Because a lot of the projects I work on, and a lot of other creators I know, the budgets aren't big, right? A lot of us run two-man teams. But even just having another person, the way that you can bounce ideas off of them, the way you can take more time to light up a set, to have another camera, to check that is huge. That only happens because of a community, a team collaborating. I think one thing I would love to say, just from a creator standpoint, is, again, just kind of referencing early on, I know what it's like to be a one-man band. As I go on as a creator, I've been creating videos for almost 10 years now. It's almost like as each year goes on, I want to create better work. I want to take more time. I want to light our scenes better. And to do that, I need to work with at least one other person, if not a couple of people. And I think you can create stronger and higher quality work by working with others, not just yourself. And I've learned that. Some of my favorite projects that we've worked on is we had a partnership with Gary Vaynerchuk's sports agency, Vayner Sports. And that allowed us to travel for work and create commercials with NFL players that were featuring products for brands and stuff. So maybe like a mattress company was hiring this NFL player, and they wanted to make a creative commercial. We got brought in to create those videos, but they were smaller budgets, even though they're with NFL players, right? Fast, big deadlines, right? And they involved filming those in other states. So to do pre-production work on them, it wasn't like we could just go location scouting and go view like where we're gonna be filming, right? It took a lot of, I think, pre-production on our end to get creative in planning those videos and how we were going to film them and just doing the work for them. I'll never forget working with Geronimo Allison, and we got to film some of his video in Lambo. And that was just a moment I'll never forget, being able to direct a commercial inside a Lambo with almost no one there. They let us in. We didn't, really know all the parameters of how much time we'd have in Lambo. I was meeting Geronimo for the first time in Lambo. Here I am about to work with him, direct him. I wrote the script for the video like a day before, because we got asked to like for sure do this project just days before. So here I am the day before the shoot, like I have to learn about him. I have to know more about him. I'm reading articles about him. I'm writing a script that, is straight coming from him, from lines that he said. So when we're in Lambo about to film this video, I'm like, Geronimo, I did a little research on you. Here is some lines and some stuff I came up with the script. How does this sound to you? And he's reading it and he's just like, well, yeah, that sounds like pretty legit. Like I said one of these. I was like, I know you did. I pulled that from an interview where you said this. And I think he was just like in that moment impressed, like this guy took his time and did his research before showing up today, and it's stuff like that, taking the time, doing the pre-production work to make a better video, but also to make someone comfortable, like I didn't even realize that in that time, but I was the, lead director and cinematographer. But part of my job is to also make the talent, the subject feel comfortable on set, to feel like seen, to feel like a star. And him, he's an NFL player. He is a star, and so I wasn't used to working with, someone at that level too, but it's not even about that. Like it was about just, I feel like making an awesome video and something that he would be proud to share too, but also the brand, the person that's hiring us to do that, the mattress commercial and the sports agency. I wanted everyone to be super proud. I looked at that project with them that I hope that they love this video so much that they're going to ask us to do another one and another one. A month later, after we delivered that video, they loved the video so much that less than a month later, after that, it being delivered, they asked us to go to California to film 2 more commercials for that same campaign with the same mattress company. And that was just like a dream come true moment, because it was like in my head, I spoke that into existence. I was like, Alex, you told yourself, like, you're gonna make that video so good that they're gonna ask you to do other ones. I mean, one of my biggest dreams was just to travel more for work. This is 2018, 2019, when we were doing the work for Vayner Sports, before COVID and the world shut down. And that was one of my biggest dreams, to travel more for work. We got to go to, California. We got to film by the Golden Gate Bridge, for videos for them, and just all this cool stuff that I will never forget, memories that I'll have for the rest of my life. A lot of people, just your regular people, your regular citizens, don't know everything that goes into filmmaking or video production, from planning the video to shooting the video to editing and how long the editing takes. So communication with clients is key. And it's really from the start of when someone first reaches out to you, talking about your process, explaining it, walking them through, different ideas, or we could do this or we could do that, and explaining why that might be a good idea or why that might be a bad idea, right? The longer I go on in creating videos, the more I want to spend, even more time with clients, just getting things checked off and approved. We have even the simplest things of like the music for videos. For us, music is the backbone of videos we create. It's what helps set the tone and emotion, right? And so I get that approved by clients. I'll make playlists of, which track do you like? We like this one, Rise Above the most, right? And so I'll give them our opinion too, right? But at the end of the day, we are serving clients, and it's a mixture of us giving our expertise, but also meeting them where they're at and what will serve them best. One of the best lines I heard recently, and I'm gonna steal this because it really hit home for me, is the tricky part about filmmaking, especially commercial filmmaking, and creating videos for businesses, to grow their brand and increase sales, is that videos are subjective, right? Like filmmaking and videos is art, and that is subjective. So a lot of times it's no right or wrong. It's not the client is right and you are wrong or vice versa, right? So it's working together and collaborating and making sure you're communicating all those ideas to get to that point of you're on the same page. Spend more time in pre-production and planning out videos. I think one of my favorite parts about a video is if someone can watch a video and they can just stop dead in their tracks and they can watch that, let's just say 60-second commercial. If they can watch that whole 60-second video and feel some type of way or learn something about that business or about that product and just be completely honed in, that does it for me. You know, if we made them feel some type of way, if we evoked an emotion, we did something right in that video. If they remember something, we did something right. And here's one other thing it's important to remember. We create videos at Mirrorless, you know, to increase sales, to tell people's story, to have that video be #1 on their website. But a video alone is not going to do everything for a business. But here's what it's going to do. It's going to be an attention grabber. If we create a video for your website and it's on the forefront of your website, your homepage, right? It is going to allow someone, it is going to tell your story faster. Instead of someone having to spend 20 minutes going through your site, in 60 seconds, if they can learn a piece about you or care that much more about you because of that video, they will then maybe spend that 20 minutes to learn more about you on your entire site. It is the attention grabber piece. It is the piece that pulls you in. That's what our video should be doing. I want young creatives to know their worth. Know your worth. When I started out, I felt like that insecure artist. I didn't know my worth. I had a hard time charging just a couple $100s for videos. For me, early on, I had a girlfriend that really built up, helped build up a lot of confidence in me, telling me, you should be charging more, you should be doing this. And so I had someone in my corner. And I know not every person, not every creative is gonna have someone in their corner. So if you don't have someone in your corner, know that you deserve more. You deserve to be paid more for your work. Your time is so valuable, even more so than what you think. And I think the quicker you can learn that and put that into the business side of things, for me, one of the hardest things of getting where I'm at today, as an entrepreneur and now as a successful business owner 10 years later, rewind, go back. Early on, the business side of things, the administration work, the knowing how to price my videos, tracking my time, those were all things that were really hard for me. For me, I always like to say this, there's always someone that's going to be a better filmmaker than me. There's always someone that's gonna have a better camera, that can shoot higher quality videos, that can maybe edit just a little bit better than me. But no one can show up on set with the same amount of energy that I bring to the table. My energy and my personality mixed with my skill set and experience of the last 10 years of filmmaking, that's what I bring to the table. That's what each creative brings to the table, is their own energy and personality. That cannot be matched. Another camera can be matched. Another style, another LUT or look of a video, that can be matched, but not the energy and personality that you bring to the table. And that's just something that I'm proud of, is I have this natural energy, and it's simply out of I'm an energetic person. Like, you take filmmaking out of the equation, I'm energetic, right? And you can equate some of that to the coffee, but it's also it's natural, but I'm passionate about what I do. And I think each person has to remember, what their strong suits are. And a lot of times I think you forget the own internal stuff that makes you the professional you are. It's not the equipment, it's not always the skills either.